Hi guys, I'm filling in from Australia and I hope you are having a fantastic day. Now I am bringing this live video straight from my basement. With all this quarantine going on and my wife needing to work from home for a little while, I have had to move my studio down into the basement. So it's really dark in here, a bit lonely in here, but this is where I'm doing teaching from. So if you're interested in some Skype lessons, feel free to hit me up. I've got some time starting from next week, some time available. So let me know if you want some lessons. But not really here to promote my teaching. I'm here to show you guys, give you guys some free advice on how to, essentially, how I do some things. Now, a few people have been asking me how I'm able to get, um, when did I get a haircut? Actually, East Pierce, I actually need a haircut. So, but the barbers are all closed. All right. Oh, who are you getting me mixed up with? So, anyway, so I have been um, in the dungeon. I've been practicing, and I have been working on my valves. Well, not recently, but normally when I do work on my valves, I go straight to the good old fashioned Vizuri book. If that's going to appear on the screen nicely. Now, if you don't have Vizuri book, this is book number one. I will leave a link, or there's already a link in the description for where you can go and get this book from. But I find this to be a really, really, really good book for so many different reasons. Now, all right, okay, and we're back. Sorry about that. There was a bit of an issue with my streaming software for some reason. So, all right, in case you missed out. So, the goal is today we're going to work on finger flexibilities on page 66 of the Vizuri book, and we're going to do number one today. Now, the goal is to bash the valves down as firmly as possible and not necessarily try to go for the fastest speed we can, but we do want to try and push our speed. But we want to try and wear out our fingers. So we want them to go through fatigue. So we're going to keep looping what we are working on and keep repeating the bar over and over again and bashing the valves down as firmly as we can and consistently as we can. And we're going to essentially, we just want to fatigue our fingers so that we can get them stronger. Yeah, cool. Now, I'm going to keep going with this in a minute. But if you're just joining us with this stream, I'd love to hear from you guys. I'd like to know today's questions are where are you in the world and what is your day job? If it's music, that'd be great. Let us know that you're a musician. If you're something else, I'd love to hear that as well. So, if you're a banker or an accountant or a travel agent, I feel sorry for you. But yeah, so two questions. Where in the world are you? Say hello. And what is your day job? All right, on with the exercises. All right, so a couple of tips on how to make sure that this is good. If you've got any questions, let me hear them. Put some comments, ask your questions in the comment section there, and I will see them and I will answer them over the next couple of minutes while I'm explaining what's going on. So here, it's important that we make sure that the air speed is moving really quickly through the instrument. Without the air, the notes don't speak. So we want to make sure that they're all sounding as good as we possibly can make them. Now you heard there, I think when I did G, A down to the F sharp, and I kept changing between the first and second for the A and third for the A, that the first time through, the sound was actually cutting out and it wasn't consistent. Now that was because I wasn't, there was a lack of airspeed going through the instrument. So I needed to stop, reset, and then fix that. So what I did was you saw me, I stopped for a second, thought about what I needed to do. Then I took another deep breath in, and then I blew through the instrument. So instead of thinking about my fingers and my valves, I was thinking about the airspeed whilst also letting my fingers naturally, because I was already in the mode of bashing my valves down. So I was still bashing them down. And it was a good idea for me to change from first and second for A to third for A, because obviously our third finger isn't going to be as strong as our others. So we want to work it out just as much, if not more, to try and increase the strength there. So I was trying to get that A at the same speed as my 1 and 2 combination for my third combination. That's why I do that. As far as volume goes now, Vizzuti here has got forte marked. Now, the reason he's got forte marked, in my opinion, is to make sure that you actually are blowing through the instrument to make these notes actually speak correctly. Now, I like to try and do things softly so that I can practice for a longer amount of time, and I don't blow myself out. I try to practice a lot of things softly, but I do know that the reason I try to practice softly a lot is because I do a lot of loud playing. So because I do so much loud playing in all the ensembles that I play in, that I don't feel I need to do much loud practice. But if you're not doing a lot of ensemble work, so over this quarantine period where I'm not doing any ensemble playing because we're all in quarantine or lockdown or whatever you want to call it, so I will need to make sure that I do practice loudly in addition to practicing softly. So you want to practice all your dynamic ranges. But that's what I'm working on this week. Finger flexibility is exercise 1 out of the Vizzuti book. There is a link in the description to go and get that if you want to get a copy of it. I believe postal services are running all over the world, so you can get it delivered and you got time to work on it. And then I'll do this for about a week, maybe 2 weeks, depending on how I go. And then I'll move on to exercise 2 and I'll work on that. So I'm working on the same aspect of my playing, but I'm changing my exercises. So I hope this helps you out. If you're still watching, I've got a free practice guide where it shows you how I structure all of my practice. So as you can see, I've changed up what my exercises are, or I've said I change up my exercises all the time so that I don't get essentially what I call show chops and can only play those exercises really well. So I first discovered show chops when I got really good at playing Clark's technical exercise number 2, but I couldn't then invert it and play the Alan Vizzuti technical exercise, which is the same thing, but it goes down first instead of up first. So I learned that lesson the hard way, and it was a good lesson for me to learn. So since then, I have thought about what aspect I want to improve in my playing, and then I rotate through the exercises that I use to improve that part of my playing quite frequently as well. But my practice guide, I will leave a link in the description. There isn't one there right now, but I'll do that in a minute as soon as I get off. And it is a practice structure that I use to constantly stay in form and not get bored with my playing. So check that out. There is a link in the description to go and get that. It is a free guide, and I guarantee that you will love working with your trumpet playing that way. Anyway, no questions from me. I'm going to sign off and leave you guys to your own devices so that you can go and get on with whatever you guys are doing for the day. So, as always, check out the free guide. Remember to hit subscribe. Remember to give me a thumbs up. and answer the questions: where are you located in the world? And what is your day job? If it's music, that's awesome. Let me hear what music you're playing, who your favorite artists are, or who you like to work with. And if it's not music, let's find out. Whatever you do. Anyway, I'm Phil O'Neill from Australia, and happy practicing.